imagine, in the day of judgment, light will come to you. In some narration, from under your feet till the heavens. Beside what we said about the protection from the fitna of Al-Masih al-Dajjal. طيب. Inshallah, I will tackle it briefly in a very interesting way. The four main stories of Surah Al-Kahf. Ya Zaid. The first one, because of the name of the surah, the people of the cave. What is their story, Dr. Hajjaj? They embraced Islam, and what happened? There was a dictator there, and he wanted to kill them, and they escaped. Because of what? Because of the deen. They didn't compromise. They announced that they are Muslims. And what happened? What happened after that? There was a problem because the king wanted to arrest them and to kill them. So they went to a cave, and Allah made it a miracle. And they spent in the cave how many years? 309 years. It's a miracle. And by the way, those people, we don't know the exact number. And we shouldn't care for this. And we shouldn't care for the place. Some people, their place was in Jordan. So I would say, their place is in Iraq. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We need the story. We need the beef, the pulp, not just to focus on their place, because it's not going to increase or decrease our iman. And by the way, those people, they have a dog with them, right? And the dog was mentioned 4 or 5 times. Why? Because the dog accompanied the good people. Accompanying the good people, subhanallah, even if the person is inferior, brings an honor to the person. This is the first fitna. The second fitna. What is the second fitna? Yalla ya Zayd. وَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلًا. No, أصحاب, this is in Yasin. وَاضْرِبْ مَثَلَ رَجُلٍ جَعَلْنَا لِأَحَدِهِمَا جَنَّتَيْن مِنْ أَعْنَابٍ. So the fitna of the mal, a poor person but a believer, and a wealthy person who was not a believer. And he thought that whatever he got from the gardens and from the wealth, because of my smartness, I'm smart. But the rizq is from whom? From Allah. Allah decreed the rizq. So he was distracted by his wealth, and he thought that he will never die, right? And then, what is the third fitna? I'm briefly telling you about the stories, and I put it in a package to understand it, and subhanallah, and to understand the meaning and the goal of the surah. This is the second fitna and the second story. So the fitna of deen and the fitna of money, and then we have the third fitna, which is related to the fitna in ilm. Musa alayhi salam gave a speech. One of Banu Israel said to him, Ya Nabi Allah, is there anybody more knowledgeable than you? Prophet Musa, he's the prophet from Allah, received the revelation, one from Ulul Azm. No? Then Allah sent to him whom? Al-Khadr. We don't know whether he's not a prophet. He's a religious person, wali from awliyaullah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Allah gave him the ilm that Musa alayhi salam didn't know. What was the beginning of the conversation, the condition? فَلَا تَسْأَلْنِي عَنْ شَيْءٍ حَتَّى أُحْدِثَ لَكَ مِنْهُ ذِكْرًا. Do not ask me about anything. And every time Musa asked him, if I tell Zayd, yeah, Zayd, we'll go somewhere, don't ask me. So Zayd shouldn't ask me. But Musa, the prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he told him, don't do this. And then what did he do? No, he asked him. And then the second time, he asked him, how dare you kill this kid? We know this. I'm not going to go in the details of the story. So he damaged the ship, the people who give them a ride. He killed a young, a child, and he was the only child for his father and mother. And then, they passed by some people. They asked them for food. They didn't give them. So he erected and fixed a wall for them. Musa, he said, إن سألتك عن شيء بعد. Musa himself felt shy. He said, I will never ask you. If I ask you, خلاص. But so he asked him. Then asked them for money. We did something for them. So the fitna of ilm. There was a fitna of ilm. Sometimes the people of knowledge, they think it's not because I'm imam or askar. I think that I'm the most knowledgeable person. اثنان لا يشبعان. If you seek knowledge, you always feel that you are not in need. But if you feel that I'm the most knowledgeable person, there is a problem with you. And then we have the fourth story and the fourth fitna. ذو القرنين ويسألونك عن ذي القرنين قل سأتلو. Allah gave this man a power that he went around the whole world. He went, he saw some people, he tortured the evil people, and he rewarded the good people. He helped, and this is the main focus, he helped the people who are suffering from Ya'juj and Ma'juj. They gave them a hard time. He built a huge wall between the two mountains through using, for the first time in the history, the iron with the copper. Something, subhanAllah, till now they couldn't destroy it. Ya'juj and Ma'juj, those powerful people that the Prophet Muhammad says, La qibala lakum, you cannot defeat them, escape to Sinai. Do not fight with those people. Those people, subhanAllah, they couldn't till now destroy the wall that was made by Dhul Qarnayn. So, those are 4 stories with 4 fitan. Number 1, the fitna in ad-deen, and the fitna in the money. We have this. And the fitna in ilm, and the fitna in the power. What is the solution for those 4 fitnas? How to avoid them? In the same surah came the solution from Allah. The fitna of ad-deen. How to fix it? واصبر نفسك مع الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي. Ya Muhammad, be patient with those who worship Allah Azza wa Jal. After Allah mentioned the fitna of the deen and the people of the cave, Allah is telling us, have a good company. Our youth, المرء على دين خليلي. If you say, oh mashallah, I'm praying, so I will just have a company with those who do not pray because my iman is good, it will affect you. I'm wearing hijab and then I'm going to accompany these sisters who don't wear the hijab, they will affect you. It doesn't matter, he's a good friend, but he drinks khamr. This is the problem. Be always with the good people because they will increase your deen, ya Ibrahim. Otherwise, they will badly affect your deen. And then, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us also, this is the second remedy to be safe for our deen, to remember the hereafter. إِنَّا أَعْتَدْنَا لِلْكَافِرِينَ نَارًا أَحَاطَ بِهِمْ سُرَادِقُهَا وَإِن يَسْتَغِيثُوا يُغَاثُوا بِمَاءٍ. Remember the punishment in the grave. So if you remember that this dunya is temporary and the everlasting abode will be in Jannah, and the people who disobey Allah Azza wa Jal and the people who don't believe in Allah, they will be punished by Allah. No, Ya Allah, I want to be on the safest zone. So those are the 2 safest zones for the fitna of the deen, to have a good company as it came in the Quran, and to look at those who disbelieve in Allah and they are arrogant to believe in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then we have the fitna of the mal, the fitna of the money. The one who thought that because of my money, I have these gardens, I will never die. These gardens will never vanish. They will never be destroyed. They will stay forever. I will meet Allah Azza wa Jalla because of my money, and Allah will give me a good abode. After this fitna, and after what happened to his garden because of his arrogance, what happened? Allah is telling us, واضرب لهم مثل الحياة الدنيا كماء أنزلناه من السماء فاختلط به نبات الأرض. So Allah is telling us the example of this dunya is like what? Like the plant. In the beginning is what? Fresh and good and nice. And then at the end, it become like what? Dry. تذروه الرياح. So the wind will, subhanallah, destroy this. In the beginning is good. This life is like this. We are young. We reach to a certain time, we will be old and we will leave this dunya. And this life will end. So if we remember that this money will not enter with us to the grave, the shrouds do not have any pockets. This is the first remedy for the fitna of the mal. The second remedy, عرضوا على ربك صفا لقد جئتمونا كما خلقناكم أول مرة. So remember also the hereafter. Remember that we will meet Allah Azza wa Jal, and no money will benefit us and will be displayed in front of Allah, and we will be questioned about the money. So now the money, whether it's good, something for us or against us. This is what the Quran says after the fitna of al-mal and the story of the person who owned 2 gardens. And then briefly, because of the time, the third fitna, Brother Hakim, the fitna of ilm. And Musa, when he thought that he's the most knowledgeable person, Allah sent him al-Qadr. after this ayat, or in the middle of this ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the humbleness. قال إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا كيف تصبر عن طاعة قال ستجدني إن شاء الله صابرا. علم يا إخوان requires what? Humbleness and patience. If you need to learn knowledge, you should be humble. The ilm increases your humbleness. You shouldn't be proud of your knowledge in front of people. Look at people, they are ignorant and you are the only knowledgeable one. No, Musa alayhi salam, he didn't say, I'm the prophet of God. I'm Kalimullah. Oh, no. خلاص ستجدوني إن شاء الله I will be صابر, patient. ولا أعصي لك. What you tell me, I will do it. I will not disobey you. So humbleness and being patient, this is the fitna, how to be on the safe zone from the fitna of ilm, to be patient and always to practice the knowledge and to be humble and not to be proud of your knowledge and arrogant. And then the fitna of al-mulk, the kingdom, the fitna of being a leader. This is in the fitna of Dhul Qarnayn, whom Allah give him the power, knowledge, righteousness, and power. We don't have any leader who have this. The leaders, they cannot even read Quran. صح ولا لا? They do not pray. They do not even in the Muslim countries, except those whom Allah have mercy upon them. So the knowledge and the power and subhanallah righteousness, Allah give it to this man. But when they told him, how did you do this? How did you build the wall? What did he say? He says, because of my knowledge, because of my power. قال هذا رحمة من ربي. من ربي. This is a mercy from Allah. And then Allah talked about what? About قل هل ننبئكم بالأخسرين أعمالا. If you are a leader, if you are a king, if you are a husband, be sincere. Be sincere to Allah Azza wa Jal. Do not, and this is what the ayat ended with. فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربي فليعمل عملا صالحا بعبادة. If you want to be a righteous leader, that your people will follow you, a righteous father, a righteous manager, you should be sincere. You should start with yourself. You should be a practical, example, a role model. You should be sincere to Allah Azza wa Jal. This is what Dhul Qarnayn, despite of all of what he had, he was so humble. He was so sincere. He said, what I did is not because of me. It is because of what? Rahmah min Rabbi. It is the teamwork. It's not because I'm the manager or supervisor. You do what I'm telling you and that's it. No. We are in the same boat. We are one body. This is what the Prophet Muhammad taught us when they started to have a barbecue and everyone has a job except the Prophet. And the Prophet says, I'm going to collect the fuel for you. Because the Prophet wanted to be one of the team. So that's why the leader should be one of the team. He should be sincere. He should be humble. He should know that everything is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not because you are ruling a country, you are taking an advantage of this and taking all the resources of the country and building, presidential palaces and people are in poor and poverty. You know whom I'm talking about, right? The Syrian president, man. So this is, subhanallah, the fitness and how to deal with the fitan and the safe zone. These are some lights from Surat-ul Kahf. Please read it, inshallah, tonight or tomorrow till Maghrib. And the deal is to memorize the first 10 ayat and the last 10 ayat, inshallah. Deal, inshallah? Inshallah. جزاكم الله خير. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.